I'm living in that living room all white. I'm up all night, season ends while niggas sleeping. Lost so many guys, guess why I'm breathing. We keep it strong as the name live on, like if they was never gone. Mind blown, and even my ever since.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Grid Culture. Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm about to on my way to go get my daily run in, get my cardio in, you know, practicing good health. Well, let's talk about it, man. So music icon, rock and roll legend, man. Well, not rock and roll, he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They did a documentary on him a couple years ago called The Black Godfather. I never finished it. I didn't get a chance to finish it. I was moving around, but I watched some of it, man, and, you know, seeing the influence that, you know, this man had on the music, you know, not just, you know, the music game, but just black, you know, black people in Hollywood in general. A very, very important figure. He basically, you know, known by many as the one that paved the way, you know, built from the ground up, you know, and grinded, you know, and made a lot of stuff happen for a lot of big name folks. A lot of big name folks, man. So it gave me known as the Black Godfather. But I saw the news report today. His wife was killed in a home invasion. At 81 years old. It's both of them are in their 80s. And so, you know, start thinking, you know, what's the scenario? What could it be? You know, first thing in my mind, I ain't gonna lie to you, like, I hope it ain't who I think it is. I hope the culprits, I hope it ain't niggas, right? But it could be anything, especially for somebody that big. And, you know, dealing with Hollywood and how that's, you know, that's a messy business. It ain't no telling. So anybody who comes with the, you know, the theory that it could be, you know, a bigger power or something like that, I'll give that to you. I'll you know, you got to theorize, you got to get weird on these certain things like this, because you can't let nothing slip through the cracks. It's just that, man, every single time something like this happens, it gets invoked every time. But maybe it should be like that. But don't rule out the fact that, you know, it could be your own. It could be your own, like Young Dolph. You know, countless rappers. And rappers are just, you know, a microcosm of what goes on every day. And we sit up there and we get in the news, you know, we get engaged into the news, and we, you know, get outraged about Ahmaud Arbery and Kyle Rittenhouse, which that one was completely, I could understand Ahmaud Arbery. The Rittenhouse thing was just, yeah, that just proved how insane and uninformed people are. But, and the reason why I don't say it's two different things or anything like this, because it's citizen on citizen, right? If you're talking about George Floyd and the police or anything like that, you know, dealing with the police state and stuff like that, that's different. Because police have a higher, you know, a more of a responsibility that's placed upon them. They're as public servants, well, as they're supposed to be. So those are two different things when you're talking about, you know, but when you're talking about two civilians, of course, you know, you don't want people getting hunted down or profiled because of their race. But at the same time, that none of that pales in comparison to the amount of black folks who's killed on a daily basis. Something that y'all don't see. If you're not, if you putting your head into the sand, and I can understand that because, you know, people don't want, you know, the quote unquote negative stuff in their life. You know, they don't want to see negative representation or it's propaganda, whatever. But you can't be oblivious to the world around you, because however you got so many people who are jumping out and trying to make change. And the problem is that a lot of people who are trying to make the change are completely uninformed. They're you know, they've bought into certain propaganda. And that's just, you know, shit that go on between us, man, between black folks, man. That shit ain't propaganda. You can look outside your door, man. And so you gotta, you know, and I know I'm going on because it more than likely, you never know, it couldn't be that. But I'm saying, I hope it ain't that. I hope this ain't that. I hope this ain't that with Clarence Avant and his wife, Jackie Avant. But let's just look at the short news clip.
Street from the home where this happened. Police have the area blocked off, and we're just down the street again from the couple's Truesdale Estates home here in Beverly Hills. This happening on the 1100 block of Manor Avenue. A homicide investigation
up in Beverly Hills. You remember when Pop Smoke got murdered? It was crazy because when they looked at the killers had a list of more houses. And like I said, all of this, you know, you can speculate or whatever. I accept all speculation. But let's just go off the information we know. The killer had a list of more houses that they were going to hit, more celebrities. LeBron James was on that list. They weren't going in to kill, but you know, usually stuff like that, robberies and stuff like that, when a person ain't giving it up, that's what it can lead to. And so it could have very easily turned into that for LeBron. I mean, who knows how much security he has and stuff like that. I don't know if it would have been successful, but still. And that stuff cost. You know, not everybody wants to or can afford to keep paying that to keep their security tight at their residence. Wants to keep living like that. So, you know, but you know, LeBron James, and you know, I like the brother in basketball and everything, but he's always got so much energy for all the stuff that they put in front of you on the news. Like I said, Kyle Rittenhouse and everything like that, but he'll never talk about what's going on. It's not, see, I understand it because they've you know, demonized this all throughout history, right? Demonized us in the media and shit like that. So, you know, but you gotta say what's real. You gotta say what's real while understanding the history. Two things can exist at the same time. So this could very easily be just one of those, you know what I'm saying, a gang of cats. And like I said, it very easily couldn't have been. I'm just hoping that, I don't know. I hope it's not, you wish it was nobody, but that'd be just so foul, man, if the suspects are black and they going right to the black Godfather. And these folk, the youngest is just out, you know, youngest, man, whatever. Even the old cats, man, they got it from somewhere, but man, it just gets worse and worse. Y'all can sit out here and do all this kumbaya shit, but it ain't changing nothing. You could talk all these sweet words and talk all this positivity. This positivity is subjective, and ignorance is bliss.
What appears to be a robbery. We have Skyfox overhead right now, and we'll take you up overhead to take a look at the scene right now. This police confirming here that The Avants were at the home when a group of people broke in and one opening fire, hitting Jacqueline Avant. When officers arrived around 2:30 this morning, the suspect's no longer on scene. They say the victim was transported to a local hospital where she unfortunately did not survive her injuries. Now, Clarence Avant, a legendary music executive who was recently inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he was the subject of a Netflix documentary in 2019 titled The Black Godfather, and his wife Jacqueline is supposedly the victim here. She was the president of the Neighbors of Watts, a support group focusing on childcare, also the directors at UCLA's International Student Center, 81 years old. So we are following this.
81 years old. Think of all the women. I've always said, it always strikes a chord when it's women and children. I've always said, if you sit up there and allow it and make it like it's all right for the dudes to get killed at the rate that they getting killed, and it's always happened, but you're seeing it more and more, eventually it's going to bleed over. It's going to bleed over, and it's going to be the women and children that you're going to start seeing at a higher rate. I've been saying that for years, and you're starting to see this coming more and more fruition. You're just seeing all type of stuff because we're fostering insanity. We're fostering insanity. We're normalizing shit, man. Bad behaviors, man. Not addressing, the insane shit, man. We're propping up insane people. We're propping up insane people. Yeah, you got Hollywood does its thing, but what about the folks on the local level? But people gonna choose who they choose, man. People's choice. And it's just about how, what do you learn from the situation? Do you learn anything, or do you just keep trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? It's sad, man. 81 years old. You got how many, man? This is all type of women and children I've been seeing in the news, man. Bodies dropping left and right.
Story again, a homicide investigation, a possible robbery here, and we understand that the police chief of Beverly Hills will hold a news conference at some point today to update us on exactly what unfolded here, and we will keep you posted on that. But for now, reporting live here in Beverly Hills, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah. So they didn't give none of the names or anything, but that's who it was. It was Clarence Avant, his wife, Jacqueline Avant. Like I said, I just hope it ain't. I hope this, we see it all the time. I mean, what would it change if it wasn't? But man, this right here, I hope it was some. I hope it was the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? Something else. Not us. Man, that's foul. The Black Godfather. It's foul, man. Got so much work to do. But like I said, got so many people with their head in the sand, man. So many people with their head in the sand. These kids out here going down the wrong road. A lot of folks doing right, man. A lot of folks doing right. You can't ignore the ones that are doing great, the kids that are doing right, but you just make it hard. You make it hard, to build a community, to network with each other. You just see so much, just like I said, man. Hey, y'all probably gonna be like, man, you haven't even released the suspect. That's all I'm saying. I hope it ain't Negroes. I hope it ain't, man. I hope it ain't, cause it. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm out.